Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back, Kevin McCullough. Glad to have you with us. Nick Peterson, the comedian, my guest. And if you've seen any of his stuff, you know that there's layers and layers and layers of comedic skill that is built in with that. And Nick, one of the things I love asking musicians is, what musicians were you influenced by as you're becoming good at your craft? I like to ask the same questions of actors and comedians as well. And I have to think that there were people that greatly influenced you in your time at getting good. And when I say this, friends, I'm not blowing smoke at anybody. Nick is really one of the best guys out there at this whole sketch, self-produced comedic element. You can search the internet, you see a lot of things. None of them are as good as the Nick Peterson on YouTube and Instagram. But when little Nick was running around, who did you watch? What were you influeenged by?
Great question. I didn't really grow up watching much stand-up. I will say I did like the blue-collar comedy guys, Bill Engvall and Ron White and those Larry the Cable Guy. But other than that, I've really recently been into, I appreciate Nate Bargatze. He's a clean comedy. I always appreciate clean comedy. It's
actually a better craft. Because it's so easy to just go down the path of whatever the least resistance is. And when people work really hard at being clean, they're usually having to be very hard at being intelligent. And there's just so much effort put into the elevation of the medium at that point.
Sure. Yeah. Writing a joke or timing or anything like that, you don't fill with, filth or anything like that. So you gotta work on it a little bit harder. Sure.
Yeah. Are there sketch people that you look to in terms of people that was SNL an influence in your life growing up?
Never watched SNL. No, maybe seen it a handful of times in my life. Never found it super funny, to be honest. John Crist is a good Christian comedian that I do like watching. He used to do a lot of sketches before he jumped into a lot of stand-up. Trey Kennedy is another good one, clean comic. I really appreciate those guys that, keep it clean. So, but no, there's not a lot of people that I would say influence my type of comedy. I did love The Office. I love that type of dry, humor. And I try to implement that. I personally think it's funny. So
You've
I'm not
never
a
done an
slapstick
Office
guy.
parody. I'm a little surprised at that because it seems like that would be right up Nick Peterson's alley.
Yeah, that's I have done one for work once, but no, I've never done one, I don't think, for my own personal. No.
So what is the day job? If comedy isn't paying your bills, what do you do for real?
Yeah, I own a few franchises in the Philadelphia region, Orange Theory Fitness. So
nice.
They keep me busy, but they also give me the flexibility to work on, my hobbies, which is this. And so yeah.
Do you ever get approached by people that have seen your stuff and either just hate it, they want to take your head off, or they really want to know, like what's coming out next?
Yeah, absolutely. Some people that I associate with at church or, at work, they're always following along. A lot of my buddies, of course, my family. But I don't really have anybody that's approached me and, cornered me, not liking my content. I do live in a very blue area, so I'm surprised, but, with the political comedy, but no, everything's been fine there. So
can you give us a sneak peek on what's coming up for Nick Peterson in the next few weeks?
Yeah, we're currently working on a Squid Game parody, and it's called Leftist Games, and so it should be fun. I'll have it out in the next couple of weeks.
That's incredible. Would you ever consider taking the show on the road and doing something in a live setting, or have you thought about that?
I would love that. I don't have those connections, or I don't know who to speak to about that. But yeah, my door's always open, and open.
Well, I think it would be fantastic to welcome you at some point to Radio City Music Hall here in New York, and just have a night with Nick Peterson and do whatever you could dream up for a stage show, because I think it would be great. And if I can be of help, we'll try to make that happen as well. But friends, I really do want you to go and check out Nick's YouTube channel, check out his Instagram. If you find the work funny, share it and get more people to see it, because that's the way that someone like Nick really makes the biggest impact. And I'm guessing, Nick, that that's kind of the bottom line. You are trying to, in your unique way with your skill set, impact the world for a good cause.
Absolutely. Everybody needs humor and joy. And so I'm trying to grow and get out there and, make more people laugh.
There you go. Can't be any harder than that. Nick Peterson, thank you as always. And hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Be well.
Thank you.
Kevin McCullough coming right back from Times Square. Don't go away.
Stick around for more of That Kevin. Next, That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.